Everyone called me crazy because I talked to myself. People on the street turned away. Friends stopped calling. They thought I had lost it, just another broken man talking to the air. But I wasn't talking to myself. I was training my voice. Because deep down I knew, one day millions would listen. It all started when I was 19. No job. No money. No plan. Just a small town, one cracked phone, and a voice that wouldn't stop dreaming. Every night I'd walk through the empty streets recording myself, pretending to narrate stories, news, even fake commercials. The echo of my words bounced off the walls, and for the first time I didn't feel invisible. My mom used to say, "If you can't be seen, make sure you're heard." I took that seriously. Too seriously, maybe. One day I recorded myself doing a fake podcast, just a cheap headset and my cracked phone. I uploaded it to YouTube under the name, The Voice in the Dark. No face. No followers. No expectations. The next morning it had 2 views. One was me. The other was from Brazil. That single view meant the world. Someone, somewhere, had listened. And that was enough fuel to keep me going. But life wasn't kind. My dad thought I was wasting my time. My friends laughed when I told them I wanted to make a living with my voice. They'd say, "Bro, you sound like a YouTube ad. Get a real job." So I did. I washed dishes in a diner 10 hours a day for minimum wage. But even there, even surrounded by the clatter of plates and shouting cooks, I trained. I whispered scripts while scrubbing pans. Practiced breathing between orders. Turned every second into a lesson. When everyone went home, I stayed. I'd plug my earphones in, stand by the fridge, and record lines until my voice went raw. Some nights I questioned everything. Why was I doing this? Why keep talking when no one was listening? Then one night, while scrolling through my comments, I saw one message. Just 3 words. "Your voice heals." That was it. But it hit harder than anything I'd ever read. Maybe my voice did matter. Maybe someone somewhere needed it. From that night I changed everything. I invested my first real paycheck. Not in clothes, not in food, but in a $50 microphone. It wasn't much, but when I spoke into it, I felt unstoppable. I built a tiny studio out of cardboard boxes and blankets. My desk was a pile of old books. My pop filter? A sock. It didn't look like a dream, but it sounded like one. For months I kept posting voiceovers, stories, narrations. Still no views. Still no money. Still no recognition. But I didn't stop. Because this wasn't about fame anymore. It was about proving that I wasn't crazy. Then came the moment that changed everything. One night, I uploaded a short story titled, "The Man Who Refused to Stay Silent." Just me, talking into the dark. The next morning, 10,000 views. By noon, 100,000. By sunset, 1 million. I couldn't believe it. People were commenting things like, "I listened to this 3 times. Your voice pulled me out of depression. Please never stop." For the first time in my life, I wasn't invisible. The voice nobody wanted to hear was finally being heard. Sponsors started reaching out. I quit the diner. I moved out of my parents' house. And I turned my small cardboard studio into a real recording booth. But here's the thing no one tells you. Success doesn't silence the voices of doubt. It only makes them louder. People started accusing me of using AI. They said my story was fake, my voice was edited. Some said I was lucky. But luck doesn't keep you recording at 3 a.m. Luck doesn't survive 5 years of being ignored. One night, when I was scrolling through old recordings, I found my very first one, the one I made on my cracked phone, whispering in the dark. I listened. It was shaky, weak, awkward, but it was me. Pure, raw, unfiltered. And for the first time in years, I cried. Not because of sadness, but because I finally realized every second of being ignored, every laugh, every insult, every night talking to myself in the dark, wasn't madness, it was preparation. Now, when I step into my studio, with lights, cameras, and 1 million people waiting to hear what I'll say next, I still whisper those same words I said years ago. If I can talk to the dark, I can talk to the world. And when I turn on the mic, I remember the kid who once spoke to no one, and smile. Because now, everyone's listening. Success is loud, but silence is louder. A year after my channel blew up, I was living the dream. Millions of subscribers, sponsors, team. I finally had everything I thought I wanted. But somehow I'd never felt emptier. It started slowly. The comments that once lifted me began to sting. You changed. You're not real anymore. You were better when you were broke. It's funny how people romanticize your pain. They love you when you're struggling. But when you start winning, they miss the old you. I tried to ignore it. I kept posting, pushing, performing. But each upload felt more like noise than meaning. Somewhere along the way, I'd lost my voice. My manager said, people want something fresh. Something viral. So I listened. I started chasing trends. AI narrations. Shorter clips. Clickbait. Views went up, but my soul went quiet. Then one morning I opened my phone and saw it. A tweet. It said, "This guy used to inspire me. Now he's just another voice chasing views." It hit harder than I expected. Because they were right. That night I sat in my studio, lights off, mic glowing faintly in the dark. The same room that once felt alive now felt like a cage. I whispered into the mic, "Who am I talking to anymore?" No answer. Just silence. That silence broke me. So I disappeared. Deleted my social media. Turned off my phone. For the first time in years, I didn't record a single word. I went back to my old town. The same streets I used to walk at night, talking to myself, dreaming out loud. Only this time no one recognized me. And that was okay. One night I sat by the old diner where I used to wash dishes. There was a kid there, no older than 18, sitting on the curb with a broken headset. He was recording something quietly. I asked, "What are you doing?" He said, "Practicing. I want to be a voice actor one day, but everyone says it's stupid." I smiled. That was me years ago. The same fire, same doubt. I gave him my old microphone. The first one I'd ever bought. It was scratched, dented, barely worked. But to me it was priceless. He looked at it like I'd handed him the world. That night I realized something. My story wasn't about me anymore. It was about voices like his, the ones still whispering in the dark. So I came back. Not as the voice in the dark. Not as an influencer. But as a mentor. I started a project called Echo House. A small studio for anyone who wanted to be heard. Free equipment. Free lessons. No followers required. At first no one came. Then 5. Then 50. Then hundreds. People with broken accents. People with speech disorders. People told all their lives that their voices didn't matter. But here, they did. One girl stuttered so badly she couldn't finish a sentence. After 3 weeks, she recorded her first full monologue. We posted it. It went viral. Not because it was perfect, but because it was real. That moment changed everything again. Sponsors reached out. Media covered it. But this time I didn't feel empty. Because it wasn't about me. It was about giving sound to silence. Months passed. Echo House became a movement. We had studios in 4 countries. Every wall covered in words from our members. My voice matters. I'm not invisible anymore. I spoke and the world listened. Sometimes I still record. Late at night. Alone. I turn off the lights, close my eyes and talk to the dark. Just like before. But now, when I finish, I know someone out there is listening. Not just to my voice, but to the thousands I helped awaken. People often ask me, "What's your biggest achievement?" And I tell them, it's not the numbers, not the money, not the fame. It's hearing a kid with a broken mic say, "I'm not afraid to speak anymore." That's what success sounds like. Not applause, not followers, but the courage to use your voice, even when no one's listening. And if you're watching this, maybe that's your sign to start. Because the world doesn't need another echo. It needs your voice.